What's up, fellas? Here for the, I guess, Week 15 review. The first round of the playoffs for those who were lucky enough to make it. Without further ado, we've had a long week. Video comes out a day later because we had two Tuesday night games. A lot of games had to be moved around due to COVID. It seems like the new strand, the Omicron or whatever, is doing some damage. As far as getting people infected, I don't believe anybody's getting serious illnesses from it, but nevertheless, testing positive and not able to participate. And it's obviously affecting a lot of our major sports leagues in the States. So even, some stuff overseas as far as I'm aware. But without further ado, I'll get into the matchups. I'm just going to breeze through the shit matchups, which includes mine. And then we'll focus our attention on the important ones, those who were good enough to make the playoffs this year. So we'll start with mine. My shitty team lost this one to Matt, 74-71. Pretty shitty when you win a game with 74 points, but hey, I fucking let him do it. If I look at his team, Herbert played well with 23. I fucking lost to a guy who fucking played Adam Thielen in his lineup, and he didn't even play. Darrell Williams had 1.2. Not sure why you're playing Darrell Williams, to be honest. Just Dante Foreman had 14.5 for him. Everything else was pretty much shit on his team. Not really surprising. That's why we're here, unfortunately. Looking at my team, only 4 people with double digits and barely got them. Bad day. A lot of 4 people with 4 points. Defense got me 0. Nothing, no points on the bench outside of Sony Michel. I could have played him and won if I played him over Stevenson, but can't change it now. Doesn't matter. Moving on. Swiping through here. Next matchup we have is another 2 teams who are in the consolation bracket as we are competing for draft picks. This is actually a good matchup, and come to find out, not really paying attention, I've had Kenny ranked number 1 in the power rankings, and his team didn't even make the playoffs. So that's a little surprising. He probably just got in there last week, but his team did well this week. 145 points over Josh with 110. Josh had Jalen Hurts with 28 points. He was playing like shit and then turned it on late. For those of you who are in the other league that a lot of us are in, Kenny beat me by 0.24 and had Jalen Hurts. So I had to, lock my gun up, so I didn't use it today. It was quite depressing to wake up and see that news, but that's fantasy football for you. Josh also had Eckler, who played well, got 16. I believe he has been put on the COVID list today, so we'll see what happens there. Obviously, these matchups don't really make that big of a difference as we're just competing for draft picks. Dalton Schultz played well for him. Cowboys defense played well. Obviously, Cowboys defense have just 2 absolute studs. Micah Parsons, who might get defensive player of the year, let alone defensive rookie of the year. We also have Travion Diggs, who has 10 interceptions, which is just a crazy number. Obviously, our defense is getting healthy, and then unfortunately, our offense is kind of struggling. So, love to make a run in the playoffs, but we'll see what happens there. Did have Hunter Henry on the bench, who had 2 touchdowns, 23 points. Christian Kirk on the bench had a nice game with 20. Looking over here at Kenny's team, obviously was not led by Ryan Tannehill, who got him 10. Aaron Jones got a lucky receiving touchdown, 14. Gibson got him 15.5. Keenan Allen with 17. Cooper Kupp honestly should probably get the MVP award if the Rams get like a good seed in the playoffs. His season is just absolutely crazy. I figured somebody would play well with Stafford. I was hoping it was going to be Woods and him. Before the season, I've always been a fan of Woods, but obviously Kupp is showing out, and I love it. Being a normal-sized wide guy, gotta like it when somebody does something good at a skill position of our color. Mark Andrews had 2 touchdowns. Another huge day for him. Big day for the Ravens, even though they lost. Playing well with Huntley at quarterback is pretty impressive in my opinion. Nothing going on his bench. Last matchup we have is Casey versus Garrett number 2. This was a close one. Casey won this one 104 to 102. Casey had Mahomes, who had 30. Singletary got him 16. Had Julio Jones in the lineup. I'm not even sure if he played, to be honest. He did play. Only had one target, though. No points. Russell Gage played well with 19. A.J. Dillon got him 10. Defense got him 10. Nothing going on the bench. Chuba Hubbard struggled. Tyler Higbee had 0. Higbee did not play because he had COVID. So, once again, we got another guy playing invalid person. It's just really frustrating. Looking over here at Garrett number 2's team. Stafford played all right, 15. Damon Harris got him 0. I don't believe he played in the game. Yeah, he was out as well. So, once again, another person injured, not playing. So, we're probably going to have to make some changes next year as far as who's in and out of the league. I need people setting their lines. I know these matchups don't really matter because it's consolation bracket. It's for draft picks. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. Obviously, some people probably prefer a particular spot. I'm in the consolation bracket. I don't really care. I can be comfortable basically anywhere. I don't really think there's a number 1 per se overall guy next year. So we'll see what happens. But I just need people to play and participate. That's the biggest key. Had St. Brown for the Lions with 19.5. Deebo Samuel continues to play well with 17. Steelers defense got him 15. Miles Sanders on the bench with 15. So obviously you could have played him over Harris. Would have won. Like I said, no, it doesn't really matter, but it's the thought that counts. It's the league, doing your job, just the competitiveness and the camaraderie that a lot of us have. And just being able to give each other shit, and you can't really do that. Like, oh, so and so beat me, but I beat him. Well, fuck, when I played him, he didn't even have his fucking team in, so it doesn't really count. All right, we got 2 playoff matchups this week. We had Derek versus Dakota. Obviously, they were going back and forth in the chat, which is great. Love seeing the banter. Unfortunately, Dakota didn't relay that message to his team that they had a game this week because they got stomped. It was 124 to 88. We look over here at Derek's team. Josh Allen had a nice game with 20. Brandon Cooks had a big day with 26. Travis Kelce had his probably best game of the season, 10 for 191 and 2 touchdowns, 36 points. Got 14 out of his kicker. Not much else to speak of there. I mean, there was room to get beat. Obviously, Gaskin got him 5.5. Melvin Gordon got him 6.5. Metcalf with 8. Amari Cooper with 2. Mike Davis with 2. Defense got him 3. Outside of Cooks and Kelce, nobody really killed it for him. A lot of disappointments. I mean, Allen played kind of what you'd expect. Kicker probably did a little better than you'd expect with 14, but definitely was room to be beat, in my opinion. But Dakota's team just couldn't get it done. Taysom Hill got him 9.5. Jeff Wilson played well, got him 19, filling in for Mitchell. And obviously probably splitting some carries with Deebo Samuel, who's killing it there. Had Gabe Davis, who had 23. Rams defense got him 10. Kicker got him 8. Nothing going on the bench. Could have got another point, possibly. Played Prescott, but obviously wouldn't have made a difference here. Not really sure I would have 3 Bengals on the team. Because obviously if they don't play well, I mean, you're really fucking yourself, which is what happened here. Joe Mixon with 6.5. T. Higgins with 3. Jamar Chase with 1. Obviously, that's probably Jamar Chase's lowest score of the season. But they also had a somewhat difficult matchup. Denver's defense is pretty solid. Just not the best there. Obviously, Gronk kind of struggled a little bit, 4 points. Alvin Kamara with 4. Obviously, it's a tough matchup going up against the Bucks defense. You obviously got to play them. Don't get me wrong, but not sure the strategy of 3 Bengals players is something I would try to employ. I kind of try to personally. I try to keep it between 2 skill position players on one team. I don't really want to go more than that. Obviously, quarterback is different. Kicker, defense, that's completely different. But as far as tight end, running back, receiver, don't really want to go more than 2 on any particular team. Especially in his case when he had to probably pay well to get those 3 guys at some point, whether he drafted them or traded for them. Next matchup, we have another blowout, but this was, in my opinion, expected. Michael over Garrett. This was 100-54. And the reason I say it was expected is Garrett's team is just decimated. He limped into the playoffs. I think he didn't even have one of his legs. Like it was a fucking Forrest Gump, situation with his co-worker there. I think he lost his legs. He was just crawling in, and it definitely showed here. Looking at Michael's team, he rolled with Justin Fields, a little risky for the playoffs to go with the rookie quarterback, but he played all right, 17 points. Jonathan Taylor continues to do Jonathan Taylor things, 23. Fournette left the game injured, so that's going to be a tough shoes to fill there. Also has Chris Godwin on the team, 2 Bucs players, both injured. Godwin is done for the season with a torn ACL. The hit was rough. Like as soon as it happened, I knew he tore it. I mean, your knee don't bend that way without having major injury to it. Fournette should probably be back in a couple weeks, but then the playoffs are going to be over in fantasy. So going to have to find a way to fill in that there. Tyreek Hill had a huge game, 12 catches, 148 yards, a touchdown, 27 points. He has been placed on the COVID list, so we'll see if he'll get to play this week. If he loses those 3 guys, it's going to be almost insurmountable, in my opinion, to try to get the win moving forward. Hunter Renfrow struggled, only 5 points. Gesicki played all right, 7. Defense and kickers sucked for him, each with -1. That's not normally expected. Looking at his bench, fortunately for him, he has Lamar Jackson, who should probably be back. That'll help. Has Ronald Jones, who is going to fill in for Fournette. Not as good as Fournette, in my opinion, but should still play very serviceable and will be easy swap out there. Obviously, he may get Jamal Williams back. He's got A.J. Green on the bench. Marquise Brown on the bench. I mean, his team should be okay. Now looking at who he's got on the bench. So maybe he will be able to compete, but we will find out. Obviously, takes a slight downgrade here or there, but gets an upgrade at quarterback, getting the role of Jackson. So we'll see what happens there. Looking over at Garrett's team, only 2 players in double digits, the defense and Devontae Parker. Obviously, both Dolphins players. Everything else was really bad. 1.2 out of Conklin, 1.2 out of Pittman, 1.9 out of Mike Evans, who also got hurt in that game, 2.4 out of Jones, 2.5 out of Michael Carter. I mean, just complete shit. I mean, unfortunately, his team is just, like I said, dying. I mean, DeAndre Swift out. Christian McCaffrey out. DeAndre Hopkins out. I mean, those are probably his, top 3 picks or 3 out of the top 4 picks on his team. So just absolutely brutal. Very tough to deal with there. But that wraps up the matchups. Obviously, we have one less because 2 guys had bye. We'll be back with 6 matchups this coming week. Let me see what that's going to be. We have Derek versus Dalton. So I'm sure there's going to be some trash talk going on there. And then we have Jason versus Michael. And we probably won't hear anything out of either one of them. But best of luck to everybody. Just quickly looking at the projections, it looks like Dalton is projected to win by about 5 points. So that matchup should be fairly close. It looks like both of them have their lineup set for the most part so far. And then the other one, right now it's hard to tell the projections because Michael still has to set his lineup given all the changes to his team. We'll see what he comes up with there. Right now, Jason's team is projected 118, which looks to be the high out of the 4 teams remaining in the playoffs. But we'll see what Michael can put together. Right now, it looks like he's got 90, but he'll be able to get another 21 on top of that. That would give him 111. So he will likely be projected to win his matchup because he'll be able to put him in there. Be able to put Brown, who's going to get 12. Maybe Jamal Williams, who can get 9. He could put him in there. Not that that would really change things much, but either way, best of luck to everybody. I think waivers process today, I didn't even pay attention because I didn't really care anymore, to be honest. It is what it is. But best of luck to everybody. Couple weeks left. I've definitely enjoyed the season. I am excited to not have to do these videos every week. Get a break from that. But we will discuss things in the off season as far as changes to make to try to keep things fun and enjoyable, and definitely keep things competitive going into next season. And hopefully they come up with some better things for COVID and we're not getting key players missing games. But I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas. Enjoy spending time with your friends and your family, and some time off work, and just enjoy yourselves, and hopefully Santa is good to everybody. See you guys next week.